What's for breakfast? Well, I missed you guys last week. I actually didn't record a podcast. I had family coming in from Florida, so it was kind of crazy around here last week getting ready for them. And then they came for the weekend. We had a great visit, and I had to think about what's for breakfast. So one morning, I made a cream cheese Danish, and I preheated my oven to 350 degrees. And I took my first can of crescent rolls and I rolled them out real well and I put them in the 9x13 casserole dish. And then I had two 8-ounce blocks of cream cheese already sitting on the counter so they could kind of soften up a little bit. And I mixed those with a cup of powdered sugar and a heaping teaspoon of vanilla because I like vanilla. And once I got that all blended real well, I put it over the crescent rolls. And then I took another can of crescent rolls and I patted them out and I put them on top so they could be the crust of the Danish. Then I shook cinnamon all over the crust and I poured a stick of melted butter over the top. And I cooked that for about 30 minutes. And it was delicious. We all enjoyed it. And you're probably wondering why in the world I just told you all that. Well, I gave you a recipe that's simple that you can make. So you can make this for yourself, or you can make it for a neighbor or friend, or sometimes when a family is going through the loss of a loved one, I'll carry it over maybe the morning of the funeral or day of the arrangements or whatever. And it's something that they can have so that they don't have to worry about what they're going to fix for breakfast. But this is not something that you want to deliver to a diabetic friend or someone that's trying to lose weight because it is not healthy, but it's delicious. Well, you're probably wondering why I told you all this. Well, when we make this cream cheese Danish, if we left the cream cheese out, what would happen? Well, it might not be very good. I mean, it would be crescent rolls with powdered sugar, butter, and cinnamon, so they might not be awfully, it might not be too terrible, but it would not be a cream cheese Danish. So all of the ingredients and all of the steps here are important in making that Danish complete and good. So what if we are the missing ingredient that could make someone's life better? What if we are the missing ingredient to make the world better? We are important, just like that cream cheese and the cream cheese Danish. So when you get up each day and you look in the mirror and you tell yourself you're going to have a fabulous day and how wonderful you are, as you get ready for your day, you may pray or you may read or do yoga, or you may just spend the morning trying to convince yourself to be motivated and to make it a great day. But then the question comes up, what's for breakfast? What's for breakfast? What am I going to have for breakfast? So while you're deciding what to eat or how much coffee can fit into your cup, think about if you are the missing ingredient in someone's life recipe. Okay, so we're thinking about breakfast, what we're going to have for breakfast. Let's think about if we are the missing ingredient in someone's life recipe. Let's don't stay missing. Don't stay missing. This person may not even know that their Danish is not complete. So you say, how do I do this? Or what do I do? Reach out to someone every day. Now I know as soon as I say that, some of you are like, every day, like 7 days a week, I've got to do something to make someone's life a little better. It's not that hard, y'all. Some of them can even be small gesture days. And we'll talk about that. Send a card or a note. Okay, I know there's somebody out there. I have some negative Nellies, I'm sure. Or people that are just really frugal, maybe, that are like, do you know how expensive stamps are now? Because I already had this conversation with someone recently. Yes, they're 70-something cents, so that's expensive. But, you might can send 1 or 2 notes a week and maybe the $1.50 won't break you. I don't know. Okay, if we can't do that, maybe you can hand deliver cards. But think about how you feel when you get mail. We love it, y'all. I have never heard someone say, I hate getting mail, unless it's a bill. But if you're getting a card or a note from someone, it feels good. It's nice to get mail that's not a bill. And so that is something that's good to do. That's something that you can reach others and love others, even if you're more of an introverted type person that doesn't want to do it in person. Do you ever go anywhere in public? Do you go to hospitals, churches, nursing homes, grocery stores? Oh, grocery store. Okay. So many times I'm in the grocery store, and I'm going to give you an example. I'll see sometimes these older gentlemen, and they have a list, and they're struggling to find what's on the list. And probably what's happened is either their wife is sick, or maybe she's fallen and broken her hip, or something's happened, and he's got the grocery list, and he doesn't want to mess up, and he wants to make sure he gets everything that she's told him. And I can even remember a time a gentleman was on the phone, and she's trying to tell him where it is. And I've got to where I'll walk up and I'll say, is there something I can help you find? Because what grocery stores do, they're notorious about moving stuff, and that's part of their marketing, and I get it. But I know where it is too, and I can tell you what it's beside, and then I'll go in there and they have moved it to another aisle. And I know why they do it, and y'all do too. It's so that they're hoping that we'll buy something else that we see, because we're such creatures of habit. But anyway, this little old guy's on the phone with his wife, and she's trying to tell him where it's at. And she said, it's on the bread aisle. Well, it may not be on the bread aisle this week. So I've usually, helped them locate it. If I can't find it, we'll find somebody that works there to help us. But, that is being that missing ingredient in his recipe that day. You brought a little happiness to him because he found what he needed for his wife, and someone was nice to him. So, sometimes it's just helping somebody. Sometimes it's just being courteous and friendly, just speaking to people, loving on others. And, if it's somebody send them a text, call them, write them a note, bake them some cookies and take to them. Pick a bouquet of flowers out of your garden and take to your shut-in neighbor or homebound neighbor. And, if you still say, I don't know that I'm comfortable with this, or that you won't do it for whatever reason, pick a bouquet of flowers or go buy a bouquet of flowers, whatever you want to do. Take them to a local nursing home and ask them to give that to someone who does not ever have visitors or receive any gifts. Gosh, what a great feeling. You just made somebody's day. And you can even print encouraging words on paper. If you don't have cards or you don't want to buy cards, take a piece of notebook paper and cut it into 4 pieces or 6 or 8 pieces, whatever. You can write scripture on them, quotes on them, or just encouraging words just to love on somebody. Take the notes to the nursing home and tell them, say, will you please give this to 6 of your residents or 8 of them or however many pieces of paper. Y'all, it means so much. And you know it as well as I do because you feel it too. So, what's for breakfast? What's the missing ingredient? We are always thinking about what we're going to eat. So, what are we going to do to be that missing piece in someone's life recipe today? Some days it might be a smaller gesture, and that's okay. That's with the greeting or just how are you doing, or I hope all of your customers are fantastic today. And other days it may be something bigger, like taking the flowers or, cooking the cookies or whatever. Some days you may feel overwhelmed with your own chaos and you just can't handle it today. That's okay too. It happens. But being someone else's little bit of sunshine doesn't take a lot. It just doesn't take a lot, but it means a lot. When you are thinking, what's for breakfast? or having your morning coffee. I hope it will stir something inside of you to think about how you can be that missing ingredient that completes another person's happiness recipe today. Don't you want to do that? Be that missing ingredient that completes someone else's happiness recipe today. So I hope that you'll relate those now when you're thinking about what's for breakfast. What can I do today? I hope you all have a fantastic week. Before I sign off, I want to say one more thing. Our wellness health tip today, because I'm sitting outside and I'm looking, well, you can hear the birds. I'm looking at how green and lush everything is, all the flowers popping and how beautiful, and I love it. I love this time of year except for the pollen. I love this time of year. And I started thinking about how we cook with thyme, and you may grow herbs, I don't know. So if you do, get some fresh thyme and dry it out, and you can put it in a bowl or you can put it in a little sachet, but it's to help. Sniffing on that will actually help calm your nervous system, just like sometimes people do with lavender and thyme, at night to calm down. Also, something else I do when I'm walking out here in my flowers, I have huge rosemary bushes, and sometimes I don't even usually pick it off to do this. I'll just run my hand across it and sniff my hand, but rosemary is good for headaches, and so I'll sniff that. It's also good for your memory. So I'm like, shoot, we need lots of rosemary. So those are just two of the herbs I have growing out here, actually, or oregano over there too, but there's so many good, they're good in our food, but they've also got a lot of medicinal qualities. So I just encourage you to enjoy your herbs more than just eating them. And I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful week, and just love on other people. And when you're thinking about what's for breakfast, how can you be that person's missing ingredient today just to make them have a better day? And I hope you all do as well. My love to you all.